Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of KirsTea's Meet. And today we have the incredible Miss Carla.
Hello.
Hi. So I know a little bit about Carla, but I'm going to allow her to introduce herself. Carla, please tell everybody a little bit about you.
Wow, I'm a mother of two lovely boys, and I've been single
Nice.
for 3 years after like an 18-year relationship. Yeah, I'm a dispenser at a pharmacy, which I kind of got the job randomly.
So I found you, I think, through CJ
Yeah.
through TikTok. But you're quite a big deal on TikTok. You've got a nice amount of followers, and you've got a very
Okay.
active live room, and you've
Yeah.
always sort of come across as that confident, single, independent woman. I think if you could give yourself a title, that's what I'd probably give it as.
They are.
Me personally, got divorced at the end of last year. And I've moved house in February, just me and the kids, and it's hard. So you're a single mum. How did you get to this point where you're like hyper?
So when we first broke up, we had to live together for 9 months. So that was pretty tough, to be fair. I kind of lived in the bedroom, and he kind of lived downstairs in the living room. So that I think that was probably the hardest time for me. So I sort of felt like I couldn't be in the house, like it wasn't mine almost.
Know
Like
that
I didn't
feeling.
really feel welcome. So I was always just trying to be out. But then there's that guilt of like you're not really being present for your kids because they're at home and you're out. But I just needed that time with it. I think actually without doing that, I think I probably would have been a bit.
Remember that sensation of not feeling calm in your own space, like a place that's
Yeah,
meant to be yours, and just
yeah.
feeling on edge, walking on eggshells.
Didn't feel like home because he was always like, "It's my house," sort of thing. And then should I tell you this story of like how I got to my place? So basically, I phoned up Women's Aid basically because we couldn't come on any agreement. We couldn't even go to mediation. I tried every process to kind of get us to a place of just being able to talk properly, and we always just ended up in an argument. But then I went to Women's Aid, and they said basically because there was no kind of conclusion and that he was not going to leave and I was stuck, they would help me. And then I went on the council list and I ended up getting a council property. So we got a two-bedroom flat. But that sort of came about quite unexpectedly because I was like number nine that I'd bid for. It was round the corner. So I thought that was perfect for the boys to be able to go to school because I moved around a lot when I was younger. So it was always a big deal for me to kind of keep them in the same town, same schools.
Stable.
Just keep, yeah, that stable environment was really important for me.
So your mindset and mentality, from what I can tell, is very similar to mine. When my focus was the kids and the kids only. As
Yeah,
much as you want your own space and you
yeah,
deserve it, and you're actually like quite excited
yeah,
about starting fresh, you
yeah.
really do try and do everything for the kids first.
Yeah, to try and keep it as neutral as possible. Like we never really argued. Like they still never really. They've only seen us argue once since everything.
I think we like faked it a lot.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, everything's fine,
I
kind of
don't
thing.
think that's what healthy either. Like sometimes I think it's good for them to see you have a blowout and an argument.
I think they have to see you communicate.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
it's just one of the lessons. I mean, when I was younger and I watched my parents get divorced and nobody spoke to me about it, they assumed I was too young. But
yeah,
the knock-on effect from that was that I was completely clueless.
yeah,
My entire world had shifted. I'd gone from having my dad in my house
yeah.
to no dad. Like my dad was kicked out, and everybody was just like, "Yeah, that's completely normal." Nobody
Look at
spoke
you.
to me, so I
I remember.
wanted to
Yeah,
stop that pattern of my kids don't know a thing. My kids knew everything, especially my older ones, because I had to sort of say to them, "We're going to be okay. Like, yes, this is difficult. Yeah, you might see me cry. Yeah, it's going to be an emotional ride, but we're going to get through it together. I have like, your best interests at heart, and let's do this." So
yeah,
there, it was a much better way to do it because I've experienced the other side of it.
yeah. Yeah, we did sit the boys down and was like, we're not going to be together. We're not like boyfriend and girlfriend anymore because like we weren't married. So, but they were just, I don't think anything changed for them because for me personally, I felt very single for a long, long time. And so I think for them, it almost didn't feel like any different until I moved out. And then it hit home for both of them, I think.
I mean, my older two obviously have a different father from
Yeah.
my youngest. So it wasn't that whole gonna miss daddy they still
Yeah.
see their dad, and I've got a
Yeah.
very good friendship with their dad. They just didn't want to live on tenterhooks anymore.
No.
They were looking forward to freedom as much as I
Yeah.
was. And it was fortunate. It sounds really bad saying it, but it was something that we celebrated when we could
Yeah.
finally breathe.
Yeah. I think me and my ex's relationship just wasn't right for so long that they got used to that
Is
as
it?
our
Kids are
normal.
so smart.
Yeah.
Kids are so smart. And
Yeah.
to
Quite a
just
funny
say,
age.
I'm moving out. Daddy's
Yeah.
staying and I'm moving out. No, it's gonna be one of these things. Me and Daddy still love you very much. We did it together
Yeah.
to say stuff away from you. It can come across as bitter.
Yeah. Definitely.
And that's never what I wanted. Like I never wanted a horrible, bitter communication between us.
It's very minimal. It's just about the boy, which was absolutely fine.
Great talk. I love it.
But he did. There was a situation where he had a two-seater van basically for the whole 2 years. He's only just got a car now, and I was like, "Come on now, 2 years have gone by," and I said, "Come on, you've got two children, you're letting them down." I was just the only thing he's got on me is that I go on TikTok. He absolutely don't. I don't know. He doesn't like it.
Yeah. I mean, moving on to that subject, TikTok was my savior.
Me too.
Like, okay, at the time,
Yeah.
it was an escape. I could be
Yeah.
in my house and surrounded by people that I enjoyed spending time with. So it
Yeah.
was very much like my people have saved me, and they really did. Whether I speak to them or not anymore,
Yeah.
they've all served an incredible part in my life, and I'll be forever thankful because I
Yeah.
couldn't have done it. I couldn't have. But fact is, I asked for the divorce in 2022. Nothing happened for 18 months at his request.
Yeah.
I'm not going into why. Long story. January 2024, still nothing got moved. So I filed. I paid the money, and I filed. And then, of course, 2026 was when I moved. It's been a long time in the making.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll forever have that. TikTok has a special place in my heart because of those people.
It's weird. I never really went on TikTok at all before last. I only started last year. I kind of got to a place where I was like, what's next now? Like I've done the house, kind of like it's homely. The kids are settled. I lost a bit of weight. Like I was kind of like doing all these things, all these activities, and like I was grabbing my glow up.
You look incredible.
I was trying to do like things on my own because apparently that's like what you do when you heal. You just go out and do random things on your own. So I'd gone line dancing and I'd gone to walk with 50 strangers and I'd gone to laughing yoga and I just kept on trying new things. My friend, actually a neighbor who moved in, so she was in a very similar situation to me, single lady as well. And she was like, I do TikTok. And I was like, I'd like to do TikTok. And then that's kind of how it all started.
I mean, you do really well on there. You have an energy and a presence about you that's very infectious. How I've made some of the most incredible guy friends.
Yeah.
Family, they've been to my house, they've hung out with me and the kids. Like I would,
Yeah.
yeah, it's amazing. But somebody going through what we've been through and maybe not,
Yeah.
that's not had their glow up, that's not realized their value and don't think that they have that. What advice would you give them?
I would say just don't wait. Just like if you had sort of a bit of epiphany when I was 40, and it was almost like what when I'm 50, the kids will be old enough and I can kind of do what I want. And then I was like, why am I waiting for 10 years more to do what I need to do? I did feel like a single person living in a home. It wasn't always hostile, but it was just emotionless, there wasn't the hugs, the kiss, like there wasn't that. And I wanted to show my kids that as well, like fun and laughter and someone hugging you and because they learn from us.
Yeah, absolutely. I
they,
think
they learn. Yeah.
what I've learned in my time on social media is that people want to be loved yet don't show love, and
Yeah.
they want to be heard but they won't listen. They want everything without sacrificing it for somebody else.
Yeah.
You want to be loved. Love people. Like the amount of negativity that's out there, I find it very unnecessary, to be honest.
Oh my God, it's awful.
I heard a really nice saying about how to really find who you are.
Yeah.
If you could give, I think it was Vin gave the advice. If you could give one piece of advice to somebody who wants to be happy, what would you say? And he literally said, taste all the flavors,
Yeah, just try it all.
try everything.
I agree. I do agree.
Yeah, take up a new
Just say
hobby.
yes. Just
Yeah.
say yes. Like, just if it makes you happy, just don't tell anyone. I think I used to care so much what people thought of me.
So,
And actually now I think people look at me and think, oh, what's she done? What is she doing? Like they kind of want to know a little bit, and they're a bit inquisitive. They might think, oh, she's weird for going on TikTok or something, but actually, then they'll be like, oh, that's what she does. She just sits and talks.
I still care what people think. It would be a
Yeah, no, I do
complete
as
if
well.
I turned around and said, I don't care what people think. It's an absolute. I might do
Yeah,
videos that say something, but I really do care. I'm one of these people. Like, if something doesn't get viewed enough, why do people hate it? And it really doesn't matter. These are my own insecurities. I put, how they say that the whole world has a perception of you,
yeah,
and it's completely different from your perception of you, and it's
yeah,
different from each other's perception of you. They all have a perception of you.
yeah.
You decide what you think people are thinking, and it's a ruminating behavior that just needs to start. It needs to stop.
But I
Mhm.
kind of thrive off that a little bit now. I've kind of gone the other way a little bit. Like if people talk about me in a negative way, I'm a bit like, wow, they're just talking about me. They're leaving someone else alone as well, aren't they?
Yeah, but I see the reason I can't think like that is because of my triggers. My triggers and traumas are based around friends.
Oh, are they?
My entire secondary school I wasn't bullied by bullies. I was bullied by my friends. So nobody wanted to talk to me anyway. And then I had a group of girls who would choose, I am the person I am because of that. And I can only be thankful. But
Yeah,
the problem is it's a trauma now. So for me to witness friends talking about me or being horrible to me or
yeah.
rejecting me, it just triggers me. And I'll be like, I won't beg anybody to stay in my life.
Oh no,
So like you can go, but it doesn't mean I won't sit there and think about it for weeks. I will. It will be
okay.
weeks.
It will play on your mind.
100%. Yeah. And I think if I'm open about that, I'm very open about the way
Yeah,
I feel because nobody else is.
yeah.
Nobody else will sit there and say, oh, this bothers me because of this.
People don't know why it bothers them, and I
Yeah.
think that's the key. Is we need to know what triggers us. We need to know why it does.
Yeah. You have to be honest with yourself, like
Yeah, like so honest.
where the root is. And I know exactly where my roots are.
Mm.
But I went through this phase of not saying what was on my mind. And I'd be like, it's fine, but it would like gnaw at me. And then there was one friend whom I had like a deeper level of trust. You kind of
Yeah,
like let your walls down for certain people.
yeah, you do.
Reason why I don't let walls down anymore, but here we are. So I'd like completely let my walls down. And I had been triggered quite severely. And
Right.
I had a decision to make. I could either be like really honest and just show my heart and
Yeah.
show where my insecurities are because I believed that they would be okay with that. Or I could pretend everything was all right and I knew it would eat at me. So I was like, do you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna say what's on my mind. And I was just completely honest and I didn't lie. And I don't speak to that person anymore. Like from that particular situation. But I don't regret being honest because
No.
they couldn't take me at my rawness.
Hmm.
If they can't take
Yeah,
you
that's
in
right.
the worst moments, they can't take me at my best, and they don't deserve to. And as much as that hurt, it's learning. Like you're learning how to be an adult and
Yeah.
get by
I,
in
I,
life.
yeah, I think we do try and fit in so much throughout our lives, don't we? That we just don't know who we are and like literally who we're meant to be or we
Yeah.
are. I think that is the key. And I think as we get older, I think that's what happens more and more is that we think, well, actually, that's not making me happy. You saying that is making me feel a certain way. Like you said, do you say something or do you just kind of bite your tongue or do you push away?
I think you should always say something. I don't think
Yeah.
you ever regret speaking your truth.
No.
Because the amount of times I've gone away and been like, I should have said something, where like not saying something's eaten at me.
Yeah.
I've really, really regretted that. I don't regret speaking my truth. But whereas
Yeah.
people pretend all the time, you come across extremely authentic.
Yeah, I am. But there is part of
Very
me that's like, does
balanced.
hold back slightly.
But I can only imagine we're very good
Yeah.
at like
Yeah.
we in general are very, very good at masking
Mm.
unless something really throws you off. Like you'll see it in my if someone triggers me in my life, you'll see it in my eyes. The problem is I can't
Yeah.
snap out of it. I've got to get offline.
I know, I've seen you do it actually. I've seen you do it all
Yeah,
the
all right,
time.
that's it. That's it, guys. See you
See you
later.
later.
Yeah. But but I know I can need to decompress. And that's
Mm.
just me being up. People won't do that. People will go off on one.
Yeah, no, I think I can hide it very well. I think
Yeah.
initially you'll see it, or someone will see it. Like a lot of people that watch my lives a lot, they'll be like, that bothered you? And I was like, yeah, it did. But then I'll kind of like flip and I'll be fine.
No, that's amazing that you can harness that. I haven't mastered
I'm
it.
not sure if it's a good thing or not, though.
I mean, I listen to my body. So if
Yeah.
my body says no more, it's no more. Otherwise, I'll get a migraine. There was one time I went off live because I had a panic,
Did you?
and I remember sort of my heartbeat being in my ears.
Yeah.
I sat on a fucking phone, right, and imagining that hundreds of people are around me and that the walls are closing in on me. I'm gonna sit
Yes.
alone in a room, and I just remember looking at the X in the box because I was in a box with a few other people, and I just saw the X, and I was like.
Think.
And I was like, I need to go to bed. Like, I need to calm down. I need to decompress. But I have to listen to my body, otherwise I get migraines.
When you deal with like people that are a bit nasty, I've kind of like learnt to like joke with them now, almost.
Turn trolls into friends.
We turn them into friends. This
Yeah.
guy called AP comes in and he does a little squirty thing on my thing every morning. And I'm like, you still haven't learnt to do my name yet. Like, I really want my name, not that squirty thing.
What does that tell you about people like that?
I don't know. And then he's like laughing emojis, and then he's like, "You're all right, you are." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, you could be all right if you didn't do that."
I see them as really lonely.
Yeah, just for that attention, isn't it?
It's really lonely. And you don't know what people are going through, which is why you should
No,
always be
absolutely.
kind no matter what. Like you have no idea. I mean, I've been called every name under the sun.
Yeah,
Right. I've been accused of being a guy. I feel so bad for the person
yeah,
that has had to do that for attention. How
yeah. And it's like they would
little,
never say it to your face, would they?
no, but how little in their life do they have? Like really, and they can't reach out for help. And they want people to sort of laugh along, and if their personality is to take the piss out of people and they find it funny, then that's them. I don't like those people, by the way.
Yeah,
I'll never understand humor and bullying. But I do look at them and I'm like, you're just not for me.
no,
You're not a person I want around.
no. I do let them in a little bit just because it gets the algorithm going.
Yeah, but I've always wanted to help. Like I've always wanted to understand. I would love to interview a troll. I would really like to interview a troll. I really want to find out why they do what they do. I think that they all have different reasons. But whoever it is looked at me and thought, I'm going to give her a reason not to smile, and
Yeah,
just said something. Now, I can only imagine that people your age would come across you and they have one of two reactions. It's either they want to knock you off of a pedestal
yeah,
or they're inspired by it. There's
yeah,
one of two reasons. Now, if they want to knock you off a pedestal, of course they're going to be a troll, right? Because how dare you be your age, look the way you look, and be as confident as you are?
yeah.
How dare you, Carla?
How dare you?
But that's what social media is. They're like, they must look at me and go, there's no way I'm going to have somebody who's bigger than me, who has a bigger nose, who hasn't brushed her hair this morning. No way she's going to be allowed to smile today. Fuck that. I'm going to sort her out. You're a tart. It's the most mental mindset. How sad must, how much hurt must
So sad.
have been.
I do say that. I say like, you need to hug today.
Yeah, I say it all the time. And I genuinely mean it. And I have the hope that they won't continue on to somebody else.
Yeah.
And what if the next person that they pick on can't take it?
Yeah. I did have a little moment actually on TikTok when I first started. Obviously, I didn't know what I was doing or anything like that. But there was a guy, and he just basically wrote me this whole essay of pointers of how I could make my lives better because they were boring. And I said, it actually really knocked me back. Like, it takes a lot for you to sit there with no one else, not have a bit of music, whatever, and try and make conversation and try and make friends and like a community on there. Does take a lot. Like I used to like get really nervous, um, and almost push myself to do it. I'm like, no, you need to just get on there, just do it, put your smile on, and like kind of get on there. And I always have a great time when I'm not live. And then, yeah, so I did actually leave for 2 months when I, originally started because I just couldn't. I was just like, well, everyone must think that. Never going to get to, I think I had like 500 followers at that point. I was just like, no, it's not going to work. And then I don't know what changed, but something changed. And I was just like, no, get back on the horse now. Come on, lift
Yeah.
your wings. And
I mean, you're an inspiration to those that come off for various reasons. I was off for 6 months,
yeah,
and
I think
yeah,
it is good to have a little break, but not for that reason. I think if you choose to have a break because it's too much, that's fine, but don't let anyone else, you know, tell.
I'm
Yeah,
and I regret that.
yeah.
So coming away from that, so now you're in your home. I'm not hating or anything. So dating.
Dating.
I did something.
Did you? Did you set a profile up?
I went on to Bumble
Oh yeah.
and
Oh yeah, I went on Happen,
yeah. Um
but I heard not very good things about Happen.
I've not swiped right on any of them.
I don't think you should, to be honest.
To be honest with you, I'm not really interested. I'm just really curious to see
Like an experiment.
how people converse because I couldn't understand them. King, because they've just looked at your profile. Like I wanted to see how this people are weird.
It's so weird.
They will like your photo and you'll match up, right? And then you just don't hear from them. I'm like,
Don't hear from. Are you like quite traditional like me? Like you would want someone to initiate a conversation?
I mean, to be
Does it not
honest,
bother you?
on Bumble it doesn't. You have to initiate it.
Yeah,
I had put a prompt,
yeah.
karaoke, something like that. Some of them are just hilarious. I'm like, nobody actually asks anybody out for coffee.
Hardly ever. I mean, I have had dates from all the sites actually. I've had dates.
I haven't been taken out on a date.
What have you got on your profile then? I'm quite intrigued. Have you got like just don't do the small talk, just ask me out on a date? Or I've had two people now have a problem with me being on TikTok.
You what?
I've had two dates, potential
Yeah.
dates. Well, someone I went on 2 dates with, he had a major problem with me being on TikTok, hated it, and we
Right.
don't speak to each other now because of it. I think it's because it's like a bit of an insecurity because obviously you're meeting new people. So that's a red flag anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
And then another one, I said, oh, I'd like to be on a TV program in the future. So he said something you aspire to do. And I said, I'd like to be on TV, like on a TV program. And he was like, what makes you think that you could do that? And I was like, well, I already go on TikTok lives. You know, it's not much different, surely, just reading a script. And he's like, what do you speak about? And I was just like, oh, you know, my life, like what I'm doing, like my kids, whatever. Like I help people try and see the positive sides. And he's like, I absolutely would not date anyone to talk about our relationship. And he blocked me. Yeah, bye.
I mean, I've been really conscious about telling people I'm on TikTok.
It's weird, isn't it?
It comes with a stigma.
It does.
So I like tend to stay away from it, but I'm not ridiculously interested in dating because I've built my
Putting your
career.
show in.
Well, I've built my career on communication.
Yeah.
I brag about it because it's one of my skills. So I'm like, I wonder how I would do.
I don't think there's a voice note on Bumble, is there?
Well,
Is there a voice note function on Bumble? There is, yeah.
hold on.
On a message.
I've got 2 unread messages.
Can't remember now because I've deleted all of them.
Yeah, you can.
I do find that's quite a bit better.
Yeah.
I
It
like a
can-
man that's literally asked me how my day is and then it says, when are you free?
My friend's the worst. She's like a serial dater on there.
I was getting to that point.
Well, so she's got to the point where she said to me, "The one that take the food home." It's like, oh yeah, that one. So he turned up at hers, and they still had open cherry tomatoes. Like she was like, there was 2 cherry tomatoes there. She's like, he put that in his bag to take home with him. So that's like, oh
No.
but it's the icks, and I can't
Yeah.
bear hearing snot snorted up the back of the nose.
Mhm.
Like, but some people are fine with that.
But if they've got a cold, it's okay, kind of. But
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
if it's just constantly, then no.
And I'm like, I'm sure your brain amplifies it. Once you've heard
Yeah.
it, you stop hearing it. It baffles me that we're not the same, but it's good that
Yeah.
we're not the same because life would obviously be less painful.
I've had some terrible dates.
Tell me about
It was
one.
meant to be half an hour. I've got so much to tell you. Literally, I had like last year at Easter time, I had my 3rd date with someone. It was at the services, having a coffee.
Station.
It's the most neutral point. People are like, no, you shouldn't have ever went
This
to
is
the
a mental
services.
never the services.
Never the services. And 2nd date was a concert. That was fine. 3rd date, I said, why don't you come to mine? Walk around the town and then we can come back here and have some food. And he's like, Hey, it's Easter Sunday last year, and I was expecting him to bring me an Easter egg or something. You know, like when you go to someone's house for the first time, usually you take a bottle of wine or some snacks or I don't know, just something as a gesture. And it's Easter Sunday. And he said, "Oh, actually, the football's on. It's a Liverpool match." And I said, "Oh, is it an important match? If it is, let's rearrange because I would hate for you to like want to watch the match and I want to spend time like kind of thing." And he's like, "No, no, it'll be on in the background." So he brings his fire stick. He's wearing paint spattered clothes, no Easter egg or like bottle of wine or packet of crisps, like nothing.
Mm.
And then he puts his fire stick in and he puts his feet up on my buffet and proceeds to watch football. And I'm like, "Nah, this is not happening." And he's like, you're different to what you were before." And I said,
You're
"Am I?"
taking all my energy back. Thank you so
I was
much.
like, he said, "He's literally here for like 25 minutes." I was like, "That is not, no, 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 no." Could you, like, he said, "I'm really glad that I did this." And I said, "You're glad that you ruined our third date?" He said, "Yeah, I'm really glad." And I said, "Why is that?" And he said, "Because I now know how you'd act if football was on." I said,
Okay.
like, "Yeah, I'm actually really glad you did too, because that's not someone that I want to be with." I'm not saying that they can't watch football. What I'm saying is, on our third date, if it was that important to you, just stay at home and we'll go, you know. So for me, I think I was using dating a little bit as a bit of a void
Right.
on a serious note. I think sometimes you have that like lack of confidence a little bit, and to get that little validation, that little dopamine hit, I think I was trying to get those matches. And for me, I was just like, I watched a little TikTok or an Instagram, and it was like, you're not healed until you can truly be on your like literally on your own, not talking to anyone, not you need to fill your time with like sociable things for you to try, like exactly what I was doing last year in January.
Yeah.
I was gonna do again basically. So I deleted everything and um then I went out on Sunday and I was like, I'm not so usually when I go out, I'll look at people and I will make that eye contact and I'll make them aware that like they're hot,
I never.
but I was like, I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm gonna be just totally present with the group that I'm with and we're just gonna have a really fun night. And that's exactly what I did.
Was it better?
It's so much better because I
Good.
almost used to feel that if I didn't have that attention, I was not pretty enough or not.
Oh God, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I almost like based my night on how much attention I got,
It's so accurate. Yeah.
and I got like I get a thrill almost.
Yeah, a little rush.
It is like an almost an addictive thing. And it
Yeah.
is even on going back to TikTok a little bit, like, I get so many compliments, which is lovely. And I know that they're just sat there on the screens and they probably don't even mean it, whatever, but it
Yeah.
does give you that little bit of validation
Oh,
almost.
yeah, of course it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's wonderful, and to think that we're of an age now
Yeah.
where my favourite compliment is you don't look your age. I love it.
Yeah. And mine. Or like, my favorite one is when they say, "You've really made my morning." Just that,
Yeah.
like, you made me smile. Like, that
Yeah.
is my favorite.
Yeah. Love the vibe.
That,
Love the energy.
yeah, that like means so much more than like
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, you're beautiful," or "You've got lovely eyes," or whatever.
Part of me used to get a kick out of it because I was so unhappy in
Yeah. Yeah.
my room and how they were.
Yeah.
And now because I don't want to date anybody
Yeah.
on my TikTok. I think it would be
I'm the same.
uncomfortable, to be honest with you. They get to know you on a level and on a speed that isn't accurate the other way around because
Exactly.
all you see is text. They get your full personality.
They
You're
do.
you're very excited to see them, which you are. It's not fake. I'm very, very excited to see all the people in my room, but
Yeah.
they see me so much more than I see them.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to be a little bit high energy almost because people wouldn't want to sit there and listen to you. So you have to, like you said, it's not fake, but it's almost not quite authentic either.
No, because well, the moment I come off live, I'm like I'm drained.
Yeah, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
like that.
It's because I like to read every comment and I
Me
like
too.
to make people feel special, and because they are
Yeah,
special. At the end of the day, I wouldn't be where I am without them. So it's
absolutely.
absolutely their doing that I am where I am, which is wonderful. But I can't maintain high energy for that long. I just can't do
Yeah,
it. Without it affecting some part of me. So I won't
yeah,
drag out my lives anymore. If I'm having a really good day, um, and I've had like no trolls and the comments haven't been too shocking and I've not had restrictions and whatnot. And I might stay on for an hour and a half, but I won't drag a 3 hour live out. I can't
I'm
do
the
it.
same. I would never stay on that long.
But it's enjoyable, and I think I used to get a kick out of it that I don't get anymore. Like because I don't want to date anybody on my TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. So to say, but
It's mates, not the dates.
no, but
Constantly, I say it.
I'll keep them for like always close to me. They're incredible humans, and I would be lucky to have them in my life forevermore. But I can't mix my life like that. And if I ever meet anybody ever again that will put up with me and all of
Yeah,
my
so
works, I wouldn't have them on my TikTok either.
no. So I don't know, I'm a bit two minds about that.
Nope. Nope. I'm not. I'm not having.
Depends
I'm
what
not
they do.
having what I've built picked apart by somebody else. I would much prefer somebody that's like I'm not on social media. How refreshing is that? Don't
That
do
is
social media.
refreshing.
Swooning.
So yeah, we'd go back to dating. I am off the date. I am literally off. If I meet someone in the street and they come up to me and they're like, "I really like your vibe, like come out for a coffee," I'll be like, "Give me your number,
Fair enough. I mean, we could always have fun, me and you. We could always go to a mixer.
please. Let's do it. I'm
I
up for it."
really want to go to a mixer.
Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah.
There's
I
one
really want
street
to
I
go
want
to
to go to in London.
what?
There's one street I want to go to in London. But there's a street where everyone goes after work, and they all just stand outside, and there's just all these men.
Is this near Liverpool Street Station?
It might be, yeah.
But yeah, they're all
Yeah.
suited and booted.
All suited and booted. That's the street I want to go to.
Let's go to London.
Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be so
We
much
would have
fun.
fun, I swear.
Yeah, no, we really would. Yeah, just let me know when you're free. I'll never get married again. That's the one thing I do know.
You'll never what, sorry?
Never live with another man again.
Never live one.
No, never live with one.
I don't know about that. I used to think I want totally separate, but actually, maybe when the boys move out.
The only way it would change is if my boys don't live with me anymore. But this
Yeah, I
house,
think I'm the same.
I'm not giving any energy to a bloke and taking it away from them ever again. Like, it makes me emotional thinking about how much
Yeah,
they had to take away, and this is their house.
yeah. I think for me at the moment, if I did meet somebody, it would be for me. Like I wouldn't even introduce them. But they might see them at a dinner, but they'd be a friend, and it would just be totally separate.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you.
They could be a friend, but not as in a relationship. They wouldn't see that. And I've never introduced them to anyone.
No, I don't want people to pick them apart. I believe it's a mixture of getting married too young and an entire lifetime of love bombing.
I think I've got abandonment issues from my dad.
You might have.
I think I
You
have.
might, and you might, rather than getting rejected again, you might do it first.
I know exactly what I do. I choose someone pretty much just like him. And
Yeah. Not a great pattern. I mean, I have
but
the
I
way.
won't next time. I think that's why I'm taking so long.
Yeah. No, it's got to be special. Yeah. I say I've got daddy issues. Like, my dad is an incredible human and he's fully in my life. But because of the way he was booted out of the house and the way my life went, and I was so young that anybody that came near him, I lost my shit. I was like,
Okay.
he's my dad. You leave him alone. You can't
Oh,
take him away from me, because I had this fear that he was just going to go if he met a
again.
woman. Like, he was just going to go. And really, he didn't choose to leave. Like, I have to
No.
remember that. He didn't choose to leave. He was asked to leave. And he just went gracefully, and the way he behaved after the divorce was with grace, and it was humble, and it was everything that I've wanted to, like, the personality traits to find, but it was just bitterness that I found,
They do
resentment.
say that though, don't they? That you do find like you are attracted to someone like your dad, whether it's like
I didn't want what I got from this drama, and I often thought, why can't somebody just do what's best for me and the kids, because my dad would have done.
yeah.
But my dad's unique. My dad is one of a kind.
My dad was quite solid, like lived in solitude really. He was quite quiet. He wasn't very emotional.
So sorry.
I think I'm like the opposite to my dad. Yeah.
I mean, you might find somebody that's like your dad. You might find somebody that's opposite to your dad.
Anyone like my dad, I definitely see qualities in my ex or him. Yeah, so I
You're
would
more
not do
susceptible
that.
to it, though.
I definitely am, and I'm kind of attracted to it almost. I see myself doing it.
Yeah, I don't have any preconceptions. Like, I will not be love bombed.
No,
The craziest thing about this whole thing is that when somebody doesn't when somebody
Yeah.
offer to pay for something or come up with an idea for themselves rather than waiting for me to do something. Like,
Yeah.
why am I raising a full-grown ass man that should have been raised by somebody else? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's not for me. I want somebody to sort of take charge and be like,
I
no,
want to feel like I feel like I'm quite masculine, not like looking wise, but obviously, but like I'm in my masculine era. I'm like I do everything myself. I'm trying to put shelves up today. I want someone to come in and be like, I can do that for you, babe. Just sit down, have a cup of tea, and I'll do it for you. No, just make me feel like a princess.
the problem is when you feel comfortable enough to let that masculine
I
body,
know.
that shield down, and somebody can allow you to live in your femininity. But the
Yeah,
minute
it's
you're
yeah,
serving two roles,
yeah,
I have to be the man of the house
yeah,
and the
exactly.
woman of the house. I can't be weak or vulnerable.
No,
Raise my three boys, like Mom's
yeah,
surprised at the movie.
I get you.
But it's something that I'm comfortable if I come across dominant, because I've been
Yeah.
accused of that before.
I'm
Show
very
me,
outspoken. I'm safe. Make it
yeah,
safe enough for me, and I will.
yeah, and I'll be a little kitten,
Yeah, I'll
for a
just be
while.
purring.
But somebody has to make me believe, and I don't believe anyone anymore.
I'm a bit the same, and I think that's why I've been single for so long. It is really tough. I think it's
Yeah,
going to take someone so strong just to like come in and be like, I am your knight in shining now, and I'm going to prove to you that
yeah,
you can, you know.
yeah. There's a video of a stray kitten that's like
Yeah,
hissing away at this calm older cat, and the cat's not going away. It's just slowly creeping towards and letting the little kitten know that it's like no matter what, I'm not going anywhere.
yeah.
I want that
That's what
security.
we need. That's what everybody wants, though. I do. And for men, even like, I just don't think men can be who they need to be because they're
No,
so scared of like almost being a little bit authoritative, pushing it, like putting their foot forward to because they're just so scared you're going to get knocked down, and you can't say that to me.
no, I know. You're right. The message that social media gives everybody
Yeah,
these days is completely opposite to what we bark on about what we need.
yeah,
Like, we want stability, and we want loyalty, and for people to be there through thick and thin. How can you even ask for loyalty? What a hypocrite.
yeah,
But I think the message from this one is that no matter what, we've got to do what's good for us.
yeah. We've got to like, put ourselves forward a little, like put ourselves first.
But don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, no, don't be afraid of that. Absolutely not. Because really great things happen when you do.
Yeah. And for everybody watching, you could glow like Carla. I mean,
Absolutely. I'm not the same person I was 3 years ago. I used to walk with my head down low, and I never do anymore. My head held high, moves out.
there's not going to be anybody like you. Don't try and be like anybody else. You are
Oh,
unique.
see,
Just do
even
you.
like,
I wish people would listen more.
yeah,
Thank you so much for your
thank
time.
you.
Tuning in. I'll put Carla's at in the video description, and you can find her should you wish to see her glow in the morning. Take care.